Hello, Barnacle Builder Trader here. I'm developing an engagement tool for those who join the trading room. You can call this a checklist or a trade sheet, but I've created it to help me stay focused on what is going on in the market and to provide a vocabulary so you know what I'm talking about while in the trading room. I'd like to walk you through what to do when you open up the Excel spreadsheet for the first time. The first thing that I would do is go to print. I print out these sheets. Don't print it out yet, but if you go to print, and that's all you have to do is just go to print and then exit out of that. And what it'll do is it'll leave these little marks to show you where the pages would end. And as you can see, the page would cut off the bottom of this first sheet, and that it really only goes as far as this first notch, the one page. So you would have to bring this way over here for it to fit into the page. And so the next thing I would do is go to margins. And sometimes you can go to margins through your printer or page layout, but go to margins, custom margins. And what I do is I have a 1/2 inch on the top and bottom and a 1/4 inch on the left and right sides. For this particular sheet, after you set the margins, you're going to find that all the columns up here at the top are the same size. For this particular sheet, you want the A column just to be wide enough to fit the times in that first column, just wide enough for that. And then the B column, you're going to stretch all the way over to the right so it fits in all the words. So you want to see if these dotted lines, if your whole entire page is within these dotted lines. If it's too far, you may see a dotted line over here. Now, I created this on my Apple computer, and when I bring it over to my Windows computer, even though the font size says it's the same, it doesn't act the same when I bring it over to Windows. So what I may have to do is just take all this and change the font size so it stays within the page parameters. And you can see that it's now within that page. Then you can take the one page, copy it, paste to another page, and then that way if you want to print it out, you can print it out on 2 pages on either side of a sheet of paper. Okay, and if you go to the bottom of the sheet, you see a sheet 1 and sheet 2. The other sheet is a little bit more complicated to set up, but you want to start off the same. You want to go to File and hit Print, and just escape out of Print, and that will show you these little dotted lines, and that's the indication of where the pages end. So this obviously looks messed up. How are you going to get this to work out? Well, one thing, you may have to lower the font. I'm going to change this to 11. I'm going to change that to 11. I still have an anomaly here. I'm going to maybe and there may be a block, say, oh, I want to change this block here, and if you see that, that means that the writing that's in that block is not from that block. That happens to be from all the way from over here. So for me to change that, I would have to click over there, highlight it. Maybe I'll bring that down to 10. maybe 9. All right, let's see what we have here. So the first column, A, has to fit all the words on the left. So you can see that it pretty much fits all that in there. B, C, and D, just enough so you can tell what the words are. And then E over here has to fit everything else. And you can see that the dotted line is there. So we still have some adjusting to do. So we can tighten these up in the middle a little bit, B, C, and D. And we may have to change the font just a little bit smaller. Of course, when I changed that, I changed the font to this one too. Okay, now we have a lot of room. You can see that this has a lot more room on this side. More room here also. We can tighten all these up. Just make sure that everything fits over here. You can see that everything is fitted within this page. You can take a first page and copy it to the second page. The top of the page should be the high, low, close range. You can paste all your changes to the bottom. And this is what I use to follow market profile. I'll look at the monthly, weekly, daily bars, volume. Then down here is where I look at, examine the market profile of the day. And down here is where I follow the market profile through the day. And if you want to learn about market profile or it's something that you follow also, this may be a help to you. Either way, you can use it, you can change it, you can ignore it. It's only a tool to help you stay engaged in the market. I hope that it helps. Thanks for stopping by.